But what they talk about Ireland's deal with the EU, when they get the recovery plan, if that makes any sense, after COVID-19 and the economic disaster we're in, Ireland has to pay more than any other European country, and Ireland was sold out. Me, Howard Martin and the rest of them sat there and listened to them and just didn't do anything, didn't fight for Ireland, sat there, got sweets. As Matty McGrath said, they got sweets for it. That's all they did. Me and Herman probably got a box of roses and said, "Goodbye, Martin. You're a good man. You give us loads of money. We're only going to give you $1 billion, but you have to pay 16 billion back." And the French only have to pay 700. Germany has to pay less with a bigger population, bigger economy. They have to pay less. Same with every other country, they have to pay less. Ireland and I think it's Ireland and Liechtenstein or Luxembourg have to pay a tiny bit more, and they're the top. But Ireland has to pay more than nearly any other country. And the Irish people have to pay every Irish man, every Irish child, every Irish man, every Irish woman has to pay 3,700 and something, or 300 or something like that. But it's the highest in the EU. And our politicians and OT said, "Oh, we got $1 billion. The EU are great. They give us $1 billion." And they didn't mention the 60 that Ireland has to pay, every child and every man has to pay that much money back. They didn't mention that. No, that doesn't suit the narrative. Let's talk about the EU and how great they are just giving us $1 billion and sending us out to dry. And it's because this country, these politicians we have in our Dáil in Shannon there, they're afraid to speak. They're afraid of their life of their masters in Europe. They're afraid. And the same with China. They won't speak against China. They're afraid. They tremble down on their knees if they see them coming. They're just afraid, terrified. I'm speaking here and I'm saying that Ireland should never join the EU because it was the biggest. We got a lot of money out of it, but at the end of the day, as Manny McGrath said, that's gone and wait. The money's gone and wait. Yeah, and he's right. The money's gone and wait. We can't just say, "Oh, we have to stay in the EU because they give us a lot of money." To fuck with them. Let's just put it that way, because this deal just shows it. They just think of Ireland as a money grab, and they just think of Ireland as the little puppet that they can just bully around. What a great country we live in. Like Micheál Martin, I bet you any money he didn't even say to Angela Merkel or any of the rest of them there, "Ireland would not pay this. How dare you suggest that Ireland pays this?" They didn't raise the voice. They were like, "Oh, we will do that, your majesties." No, this is the politicians who send you up. And the OT spinning the narrative saying, "Oh, €1 billion, thank you, but we had to pay 16 billion back." Not a word about that. Not a word. The mainstream media looked away from that. Said €1 billion. European Union are great. We should stay because they give us €1 billion, but we have to pay 16 billion euro back. Not a word. Not a word about how France is getting off with €700. Not a word with that. The Irish people don't. Half of the Irish people don't even know. And it's up to foreign media to talk about it. I think the French media a French newspaper was talking about it. Not a word in any Irish newspaper. God knows the government wouldn't want that to censor it. It'd be an uproar. The government collapse. They wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want that now, would we? It's just don't talk about it. You can see just the hypocrisy here. And OT probably spin the narrative saying, "Oh, these people are just making up lies and lies. The European newspapers are just lies. The Irish people are being forward by these anti-European Semites." That's what the body to say. And it's true. It's true because Ireland has been set down the garden path, if that makes any sense. And again, it was the worst deal you could ever imagine, and I can't say it enough. That's why I'm making a second video on it, because France got off at €700 per person or something like that. 3,000 euro is a big difference between €700, and for a population it's far bigger than Ireland. Ireland is 4 million, nearly 5 million now. And 3,000 each for every person on this island, and France only has to pay that much with God knows 44 million or something like that in France. It just goes to show you this. There's something very wrong when you think of it that way. Anyway, thanks for watching.